Good afternoon, podcast listeners. Thanks for being with us today. This is Kat Johnson from Expedia Cruises OVC, and I'm so excited to welcome back with us Abby from Royal Caribbean. Welcome, Abby. Thanks for joining
Hi,
us again.
Kat. How you doing? Hi, everybody.
It's great to see you again. We always love talking about Royal Caribbean because you guys have the biggest ships with the coolest stuff. Can't wait to talk all about your newer ships, your Icon class ships. But for anybody who doesn't know a lot about Royal Caribbean, can you give us a little overview of the brand?
Sure, absolutely. So Royal Caribbean, obviously, I know Caribbean's in our name, but we really are a global brand and we cruise all over the world. But obviously, Caribbean is a large part of what we do. We really consider ourselves a family brand at heart. And we really focus a lot on generational cruising and offering something for everyone is really, I think, what is our distinctor.
I think if somebody comes onto one of your ships and can't find something to do, there has to be a problem because you guys
Absolutely.
have thought of absolutely everything, especially on your newer Icon class ships. So I'm really excited to talk about these. I've had the pleasure of touring one of them and my feet hurt so bad afterwards because there's so much to do. But give us a little overview of the Icon class ships, what their names are, when they come out.
The whole story. So Icon class ships, they are the world's largest cruise ships in the world, and there are going to be four of them. Currently, at the moment, there are two of them. There's Icon of the Seas, and then Star of the Seas that came out last year. This year, we have Legend of the Seas coming out, and then next year we will have the sister ship Hero of the Seas coming out. What is so amazing about these ships is, they have a neighborhood concept, and there are 8 different neighborhoods that we have on the Icon class ships. And they really make it the way that these neighborhoods are designed, it really creates such an amazing flow on the ships. You're going into the Surfside neighborhood and you don't even know that the pool decks exist, or you're on the pool decks and you don't even know that Central Park is there. So there's all these really nichey kind of spaces. So even though they are the world's largest ships, they really find a way to make the ships feel intimate, because you're in these different neighborhoods and you feel like there's nothing else. There's so much going on in the neighborhoods that you don't even know that there's something else going on somewhere else.
Absolutely. I totally agree. And especially if you were doing like a multi-generational trip, if you have a family that has, preschoolers, you can head over to the area where the carousel is and the little kids water park is and keep them totally entertained. And then the adults can find a nice quiet place where they can lie out. Everybody can join back up again and talk about their day. I really love the concepts that you have, especially the neighborhood. It does separate everybody nicely. You never feel overwhelmed by the amount of people. In fact, sometimes you're like, wow, are there other people on board this ship?
If you didn't know, it's so funny. You're 100% right, Kat. If you didn't know how many people were on that ship, you would never know how many people are on that ship.
Absolutely.
Just based upon how it's designed and the flow. And that Surfside neighborhood is really designed for families with children under 6. But then there's a whole different section for the teenagers to go so that they can have their own space and not feel like they're being bundled in with little kids. And then there's a whole adult section so that the adults who want to just have an adult experience don't have to feel that they're sitting there with little kids.
Absolutely. And you've even put I know we're going to get to dining a little later, but you've even put eateries in the kids area that appeal to kids and things for adults that appeal to adults. So you really could spend a great portion of your day just in your neighborhood.
Absolutely. 100%. 100%. And we kind of moved the same concept also with all the pools as well.
Yes,
we did the exact same thing with the pools. And, on our Icon class ships, there are 7 different pools, but they're located on 5 different decks. So what makes it so great is on a sea day, everyone's going to the pool, but everyone's going to a different location on the ship. Could be forward, could be aft, could be midship, could be on deck 17, could be on deck 6. So there's all these different areas that you're going to be able to experience water on the ships, and not feel that everyone is being crowded into one area. We have the Hideaway, which is an adult-only pool. It's got 180-degree just ocean view. And another thing that we did with Icon class ships is we tried to push the water out to the edge wherever we could, so that you really have that ocean view when you're going ahead and experiencing sitting at the pools on board our ships.
I love that because I also love the fact that when you're sitting on a deck chair at the pool, you're looking out at the ocean, and that is
100%.
phenomenal.
100%. We also created a swim up bar, which is the first time that we've ever done something called Swim and Tonic. We have a chill pool, we have the adult pool, we have the Royal Bay pool, which is the largest pool at sea. We have the Surfside neighborhood pool. So there's just so many different areas that you can go ahead and experience that. Also in our 8th neighborhood, the Suite neighborhood, there's a pool in that section. So there's just tons of water, water, water everywhere that you go on board Icon class ships.
And of course, you can't have water without water slides. And you guys have a great adventure experience on board these ships. It's incredible.
Yes, there is. We have the Category 6 water park that is located on the Icon class ship, and this is a complimentary experience. So to be able to have these water slides and all of it be complimentary is just amazing. We've got family water slides that people can take advantage of. And there's just so much activity on board these ships, from rock climbing to flow riding to going ahead and experiencing the Crown's Edge, which is zip lining over the edge of the ship, which is another great experience. There is miniature golf. There is just so much experiences for people to take advantage of. There's something for everyone. And what's great is that, you know, so many of these experiences are complimentary on board our ships.
Absolutely. There's a great picture right there of the Crown's Edge.
Absolutely.
Just to be able to stand out there in the middle of the ocean, incredible.
I can't even imagine.
Have you done that?
I don't know that I've got the guts to do it, but it's a very, very popular thing on board the ship.
Oh, absolutely. And when you're not taking part in all of these fun activities, obviously the other great thing to do on a cruise ship is eat. So I know that you guys have, I think it's 28 dining venues on your newest ships.
Yes, it's unbelievable. And they've really created some amazing new concepts. But one of the things that I think is so great about what we're doing on board our ships is, yes, there's a ton of surcharge areas where you could go ahead and experience something for an additional charge, but there's a ton of complimentary areas as well. We've created this new experience called Base Camp, which is right up by the water slides. And it's a complimentary experience for families that you're hanging out at the pool, you're on the water slide. You don't want to go down to the dining room. You don't want to go up to Windjammer. You can go right there to Base Camp and be able to experience that. Same for the Surfside neighborhood. There's Surfside Beach bites area where families, there's all kinds of things that the kids want, the chicken fingers, the mac and cheese, all of that located right there in the Surfside neighborhood. You've also got El Loco Fresh, which is a Mexican restaurant that people can experience complimentary. So there's tons of complimentary, but then we also have some really great new concepts. We've gone ahead and created a railway experience. And this is really going to be neat. This is going to be something that we're bringing on to Legend of the Seas and Hero of the Seas. And it's already on Utopia, where it's this rail card experience. We're also going to be having a supper club. We introduced these supper clubs on board our ships. We already have had one with a Chicago theme, one with a Hollywood theme, one with a New York theme, and now we're going ahead and we're creating a New Orleans theme. So all around this jazz kind of dining supper club experience, and they've just been a huge success and hit for the brand to be able to create these intimate dining experiences. You know, these rail cars and these supper clubs, there's never more than, you know, I think the rail car holds 24 people. I think the supper clubs hold around 40 people. So even though you're on board these ships with thousands of people, there are these ways to go and have an intimate dining experience on board the ship.
I love that, especially if you're celebrating some sort of important event, like maybe it's 50th wedding anniversary. You could have a nice intimate dinner at the supper club, or maybe it's a kid's birthday and you want to go on the train car to celebrate. It's a great opportunity to just try something new no matter what age you are or who's with you. I love that. And I love that there's so many different options for food. I have a very picky family, and I'm positive everybody can find something that they love. So great,
Absolutely.
great options. And speaking of large families, you guys have a great new accommodation for large families or
We
groups of people. Maybe
absolutely.
you're not a family. Do you want to talk a little bit about the treehouse?
Oh my gosh. When I saw this, I was just absolutely, I had no words. I was like, who comes up with this stuff? But this is our brand new treehouse. This is 3 decks. It accommodates 12 guests. There are 2 bedrooms that hold king size beds, and then there is a teen room that will go ahead and have 4 single room beds as well as 2 bunk beds. So this is really, and there's also in the living room area a pull-out couch area. So it is just an unbelievable 3 deck experience with tons of stuff on board in this suite. There's a whirlpool, a game room, just, I mean, endless, endless. I cannot wait to walk through this live. We're going to have to get you down, Kat, and we'll do a live video straight from the treehouse ourselves to be able to do this. But it is just an unbelievable experience. But more than just what we have with the treehouse, we also have all kinds of family accommodations. We have royal
Absolutely.
family suites. We have royal family. We have family balconies. We also have infinite balconies, which are great as well,
Yes.
where the balcony is inside the room and it gives a family who's in there a huge new air, a lot more room in that cabin. In the Surfside neighborhood, we have Surfside balconies, we have Surfside suites. So just tons of things for families to be able to have more accommodations for their families to be able to be involved in the ship all over the place.
Absolutely. I feel like Royal Caribbean really looked at who was traveling and what their needs were and really tried to accommodate them on these ships. They're
Couldn't
fantastic.
agree with you more.
And if that wasn't enough, you guys still have all of the amazing entertainment on board these
Mhm.
ships. From the
Absolutely.
intimate little bars to your gigantic shows. Can you tell us a little bit more about what they have?
Yeah, so I think what's so great on board Icon class ships is I found when I was on there, I was like, this is like a music person's dream. You can
Absolutely, yeah.
go from Latin music to jazz music to piano, dueling pianos to karaoke to the pub, and where they're playing, banjo and guitar, to Louis Bar and Jazz. I mean, there's just so many different experiences. And then obviously all of our signature shows, right? Royal Caribbean is the only cruise line that offers shows by stage, by air, by ice, and by water. So we really have something for everyone. You've got your ice shows on board. You've got your Aqua Dome with your Aqua Theater shows. You've got your stage shows. We have all kinds of Broadway shows. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is going to be the Broadway show on Legend of the Seas. We already have Wizard of Oz on board, and uh, Back to the
Back to the
Future.
Future.
And then I have not yet announced what's going to be on Hero of the Seas, but just so many amazing Broadway style shows, aqua shows, ice shows, just comedy shows, jazz shows. It's endless. And what's so amazing is the entertainment on Royal Caribbean is all complimentary. So you're really able to go and experience all these different shows without any additional charges.
Yes, I absolutely love that. And I actually can't imagine ever wanting to leave the ship, but you guys also have your amazing destinations. And I know your Caribbean destinations, I believe everyone will stop in Coco Cay, which is your private destination, which is
Mhm.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Which we have a great picture of that there. So fun. I don't want to leave the ship, but then I don't want to leave the island. You've got so much to do.
Yeah, so we are really kind of this is the next big phase of Royal Caribbean is the destination immersion. And so we're going to create different concepts. One of those concepts here is obviously Perfect Day. We are going to be introducing a new Perfect Day in 2027 in Cozumel. I'm sorry, in Costa Maya. But these are where you can get off the ship, have a complimentary day, and really enjoy the island, get your lounge chair, get your umbrella, eat your food. There are going to be areas on these islands that have an additional charge. There is the Hideaway, which is an adult only area. There is the water park area, and then there is the beach club area. And the beach club is more of an elevated experience. Any guest, doesn't matter what kind of stateroom, or if you're a family, anyone's welcome in those areas for an additional fee. And then we've also gone ahead and created beach clubs. So we just opened our first beach club in Nassau this past December. We are opening 2 beach clubs this year. We're opening one in Cozumel later in the year. And then next month, we're going to be opening up Santorini, and that will be cruising in the Mediterranean, where we have a beach club there, where for guests to be able to enjoy. And then in 2027, like I said, we'll be opening the Perfect Day experience, but we will also be opening another beach club in La Lepa, so we in the South Pacific. So there is a ton of new destination immersion happening at Royal Caribbean. We really want to elevate that experience, that it's not just on the ship, but where we're going as well.
Absolutely. And I don't want you to leave me before you tell everybody where they can find these ships. So we skipped over itineraries a little bit, but where are Icon, Star, Legend, and Hero going to be found?
Absolutely. So currently at this moment, you've got Icon in Miami doing 7-night Eastern Western. You have Star of the Seas out of Port Canaveral by Orlando doing 7-night Eastern Western. And then we are going to have the Legend of the Seas come out this summer, and she's going to be cruising the Mediterranean, doing either a departure port out of Rome or out of Barcelona. And then when she comes here in November, she is going to come to Fort Lauderdale, Port Everglades, and she's going to do a 6-night Western and an 8-night Southern. So this is the first time you're going to see Legend doing a shorter 6-night as well as that Southern itinerary. And then next year, when Hero comes out, she is going to come to Miami doing a 7-night Eastern Western, replace the Icon of the Seas, and the Icon of the Seas will be moving over to Galveston. So she's going to be doing the Western Caribbean itinerary out of Galveston. So it's the first time we're going to have an Icon class ship over in the Galveston, Texas area. So they are on the move, doing great itineraries. And then when the Icon is in Galveston, you will have the Perfect Day experience in Costa Maya opened, as well as the Cozumel experience for the beach club. So they'll be able to experience those curated Royal Caribbean experiences on their itineraries as well.
Awesome. I think we covered it all, which was a tall order for these amazing ships and all the different pieces of them. Sometimes I think it can be hard to figure out which one's right for you, but obviously you can reach out to your Expedia Cruises of OVC Travel Advisor, and they will help you pick the perfect ship, perfect destination, perfect stateroom, so that you can have an awesome vacation. Thanks so much, Abby, for being with us today and giving us all of this great information about Icon and Royal Caribbean. You guys truly are a great cruise line, and thank you for all you do to help families have a great vacation.
Thank you, Kat, and I hope to see you all on an Icon class ship soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.